Hello, welcome to a nighttime edition of Kinnick's Corner. I'm Jerry, I'm your host. And what an exciting game for the Red Sox today. They won their ninth in a row. They went on the road and swept the Angels, the White Sox, and now the Mets. And they saved the best for last with a come from behind 3-2 victory over the Mets. Trailing 2-0 going into the ninth. They got Rafaela hit a single, Abreu flied out, and then Romy Gonzalez hit the easiest double play ball in recorded American League, National League history. And Lindor, two-time Gold Glove winner, booted it and lost his balance, couldn't get up and couldn't grab the ball and get the force out at least in second. That put runners on first and second. And Yankee fans will remember Devin Williams for how he responds after an error behind him. He responded by walking the next two guys, including forcing in the run that made it 2-1. So, with the Red Sox trailing 2-1 and Duran up, he hit a shallow fly ball to right, but the infield was drawn in. So the second baseman couldn't go back and catch it, and the right fielder came diving in and just couldn't catch the ball, and the Red Sox tied it up 2-2. Now, they pinch hit Yoshida for Nate Eaton, and Yoshida hit the hardest ball of the inning, maybe the hardest ball the Red Sox hit all day, a bullet right to the second baseman who doubled off our runner at second base, and we go to the 10th. And the Red Sox played small ball, got the ghost runner to third on a bunt, got him home on a sac fly. Garrett Whitlock came in relief and did the rest. It was a beautiful victory. A few other interesting things in the game. Tolley started the game, went 3 1/3, and really they took him out early. He had thrown 66 pitches, but I think this is something that we're going to be watching. And I talked to you about this before, that one thing I'd like to see the Sox do as the season goes on is if they can get Crochet back to put Tolley and Early's on the disabled list as it is now, and Bennett on the disabled list for 2 weeks at a time so that they can rest. These guys aren't used to throwing this kind of innings, and we don't want arm injuries. Early's already suffered a little bit of elbow inflammation. So when he comes back, this is what I hope they do. They're able to put people on the disabled list for a couple of weeks with some made-up injury and go from there. Montecero had a hit and also got 2 stolen bases today. So that was good. The Red Sox, once again, their offense just isn't good. They managed to get 4 hits today against a rookie making basically his first major league start. He had pitched earlier in the year for the Mets, but he was brought up to make this start. Looked good, but Thornton, he did look good. But, I mean, come on. The Red Sox got to manage more than 4 hits. They didn't really have a rally at any point during the game. But this is a win, and it gives them 9 in a row, brings them to within a half a game of the last wild card spot. And they have the loss column lead against all the teams in front of them for that last wild card spot. So that's a good thing. We like to call it the all-important loss column. And let's see. Tolley pitched 3 2/3. Bayo came in relief, just up for the minors. They released Colomé. Probably a nice guy, but I'm not sorry to see him go. He couldn't throw strikes. And Bayo pitched 4 1/3 innings, a 1-run ball. Chapman came in and pitched an inning, and Whitlock came in and pitched an inning. Chapman got the win. Whitlock got the save. And we got, as far as Contreras goes, 4 down, 1 to go on his suspension. It really irked me today to see Cave Cavallari pitching for the Nationals against the Yankees. It's not even a punishment when you give a starting pitcher 3 games, 4 games. They just sit out the games that they weren't going to play in anyway. Something's got to be done about that with Major League Baseball. A couple of interesting things. Nick Sogard came off the disabled list and was immediately optioned to Worcester. And I looked at Sigler, who I like a lot, and Sogard, who I also like a lot. And they're both hitting exactly 257. So not much to choose from there, although Sigler does seem to give you a little bit more energy. They're both good ball players, and I like having them both on the team. Still looking for some sort of update on Crochet and Anthony. I brought up on an earlier show earlier today that I'm sure you're going to have the Red Sox saying at the trade deadline when they don't do much, well, there's nothing more we could do to get something better than Crochet and Anthony back. Well, true, they need to make a move. And how will they make that move? Well, if they make a move for a right-handed power-hitting outfielder or DH, who might they give up? Well, I looked at their minor league rankings, and they have a top 10. Number one, and I don't think they'll trade anybody in the top 3 or 4. Don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anybody out there that you do that for. But number one is Franklin Arias, and he is the shortstop of the future. And that future could be sooner rather than later. He's at Portland, which is Double-A, a stone's throw from Fenway, really. And he's hit 18 home runs, and he's hitting 325. So that's a hitter. And he's got excellent defensive skills. He's the shortstop of the future. Their second prospect is a guy named Anthony Everson. He's also at Portland. He's 3-0 with a 178 ERA. He's got the goods as too. Kyan Witherspoon, who was a former number 1 pick for them, is rated their number 3 pick in the minor leagues. He's 2-4 with a 5.07 ERA, so he really hasn't excelled yet. But his stuff is supposed to be out of this world, so we'll have to wait and see on him. Their fourth prospect is someone we all know, and that's Jake Bennett. So Everson and Witherspoon have got to be pretty good if they're ranked ahead of him, at least on the Sox prospect list. The number 5 guy is a guy named Justin Gonzalez. He's 6'6", 270. He's currently playing at Greenville, so he's got a long ways before we see him, although they do move faster through the minor leagues these days. He's got 12 home runs, and he's hitting 257. That size as a right-handed hitter at Fenway will look awfully good. Number 6 is Eddie Azarco. He's also at Greenville. He's got 12 home runs, and he's hitting 260. He's a center fielder. Number 7 is a guy named Franklin Primera, and he's a catcher. He's in Carolina, far down the list. He's got 8 home runs, and he's hitting 427. So he hasn't been up all that much, but the 8 home runs says something good about him, too. So let's wait and see on that. Also at Greenville is Henry Godbott, the number 8 prospect. He's got 7 home runs, hitting 277. Juan Valeri is a right-handed pitcher down in Greenville. He doesn't have a record yet, but he's got a 193 ERA. He's probably working out of the bullpen. And Sad Biel Dazino, a right-handed pitcher. He's in the Florida Instructional League. He's 4-0. We like undefeated pitchers with a 2.43 ERA. So they have some stuff down there, and I think you could see somebody in the bottom half of that list go for a right-handed hitter that could help them win right now if they stay in the race. It's currently 7-12, so, and they won't be playing again till 7-16, 7-17. So that's 2 weeks away from the trade deadline. So it looks, and they got 10 home games where they haven't been all that good, but they've got to do something about that. And we'll see. Hopefully they'll get something, so get their act together, and that's good. Now, I looked, we had a nice jump in subscribers, by the way. Picked up 10 over the last day. Want to keep that going. And once again, if you're new, leave a comment. Love them. If you haven't done it yet, give us a like and a subscribe. We always like those. And we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, well, maybe we won't, because we may take the day off tomorrow, considering that the Red Sox are doing such. And they'll fly back today, and I'm sure they're happy to get some rest after the horrific flight they had from Chicago to New York and playing 9 games in a row on the road. So what's coming up next is a 10-game homestand. They start with the Tampa Bay Rays this weekend, coming weekend, and that'll be a tough series. All 4 of them. First one without Contreras. That'll make it even doubly hard. But hopefully they can at least win 2. I had asked for 8-4 on that road trip, if you remember, or 8-4 on that 12-game stand, and they went 10-2. So they exceeded what I was hoping for. So that's not so bad. And as Lou Merloni was saying on the broadcast today, hey, did anybody say anything about 9-0 before the trip? 8-1, nobody was saying. Everybody pretty much wanted 6-3. So they far exceeded what we hoped for, and that's always a good thing. So once again, I'm Jerry. This is Kenny's Corner. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.